So the dash skin thing came today from dashskin.com. I found that was the cheapest place. That was $170 shipped for these Yukons and Suburbans and everything that have the dash cracking. So let's take a look at it. FedEx guy just dropped it off. Definitely looks super thin. Comes with the glue right there. Put it on. I'll have to read the instructions and put it on here. Let's see how it. Look at that. That's pretty dang thin. You see that? How do they guarantee that that's not going to crack? I don't know. But we'll give it a shot. So there it is. We'll install it and let you know what you think. Alright, so here's what it looks like all laid out on the table. But look at this. If you're thinking of doing it, look at that. Just type in buddy discount at dashskin.com. We'll go lay this out and see. Where mine was having problems was a crack right here, and then it all just separated right there. So we'll have to see how it looks. Okay, here is the dash. This is an 07 Yukon, but apparently this works on a ton of others. Boy, you can't even see it right now, but there was another crack that was starting, but this is the one that everybody's getting. Right there next to the airbag. And I was trying to push it down, saying, oh, what's this doing? And then I actually broke this part. And there's no way, unless you want to pull this airbag all the way out, and I think you have to take off this panel to do it, which I'm not going to do. I just spent the 170 bucks to see what this looks like. So if it works for me, maybe it'll work for you. But I'm going to dry fit. I've got this big old piece right here. I'm going to dry fit it. So what they say first off is to pull it in, dry fit it. Let's just set it on this dang dash. Let's see what it looks like. Try to open this other door. There we go. Let's see if that gives me enough room. All right, so first, doesn't seem to be going on very easy. Look at that, man, it does. All right, so that's not doing anything at all to it. It's just set down. So this is where you're gonna see, I guess, where it's not one piece. Everything seems to be fitting okay. We'll have to see. It doesn't seem to be perfect. Kind of where this airbag lays down, it doesn't seem to be perfect. You see that little crack right there? And that's just a dry fit. All right, I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit more before I start installing. To be real with you right now, looking at it, I don't feel real hopeful. But I guess we're gonna find out. I mean, if it works, that's a pretty cool solution. But look at this, you can tell. If you guys are gonna cut this thing, you should probably have a better looking edge than that. And look how, I mean, it's not even really that close to the same texture. Close enough, but we'll see. Okay, a couple things with this that I'm not loving so far. One, it is so dang thin. I don't know how in the heat this thing is not just gonna wave and bubble. And then look, your fitment is not precise. I mean, you're gonna be able to tell here. I mean, that sits down, I don't know, a couple millimeters. And then here's my concern, is look at this piece. Let's say that I ever need to take this trim piece off for airbag service or anything. This lip is gonna cover this by what? 1/4 of an inch, and if I glue that down, also the fit and finish, look right there. That's not even quite lined up. I still think I'm gonna go through with the installation, but some things to consider if you're considering spending 170 bucks on this dash cover. But here we go. I mean, if it works, probably look better than the big old crack. So here's the deal. I thought a little bit more about this, that I probably need something to weigh down That once I have the adhesive on it, that dash cover. Some guy said some buckshot, like in Ziploc bags, would work. I may even go buy a couple bags of sand. So anyways, on my way to the Lowe's or the Home Depot or Walmart or something to see what I can find and see what would work for that. Check out what I just found at the Walmart. Tube sand. These suckers are heavy too. I don't know how heavy they are. 60 pounds. Now we're talking. That ought to hold it down. I wonder if it's too much weight, but anyways. All right. Now prepping with some ammonia-based cleaner. And then we'll do the install. They said to heat this tube up with some hot water so it's just kind of nice and workable. And then I am going to come and install, well, I'm going to put all this glue on top of the back of this. If you look at the instructions, let's have a look. You can kind of see where it's saying to dot these, like in the corners we have to kind of do a line and then we'll dot these. So I'm going to go ahead and apply all that right now, and then we'll go stick it on. Mine is not as pretty as theirs, but we'll see if it works. I'm going to go install this. I have set it on here now initially, and I would recommend if you have 2 people, use 2 people. Now I'm going to go around the corners with some tape. I'm trying to work fast here, but this blue painter's tape is worthless. I bought some duct tape, clean release. Bad idea. I'm going to use this cardboard now, try to wedge it up in between the glass and see if I can get it to hold that way. All right, I like what the cardboard's doing. That's kind of holding it down. The tape is just junk, but I don't have any other tape. So now what I'm going to do, let's see if I can get another light on here. I'm going to grab those sandbags and send them across the dash, see if I can get it to hold this down. I got those sandbags up. I had to kind of move things around to try to get it all secure. This little piece keeps coming up. So we'll see. I'm going to let it sit all night and see what it looks like in the morning. Okay, good morning. It's the moment of truth. These have set up all last night. So far, this piece that was giving me grief last night, when I shut the door, it stayed pretty still, and that seems pretty solid. I'm going to take all this stuff off and see where we're at. All right, a little bit of sand came out of those bags. That's not a big deal. I'll take off all the tape as well. And then we'll see the finished product. Take out that cardboard as well. I got everything off, and I'm actually kind of impressed. This turned out better than I thought it was going to in the places that I thought that it wasn't going to be good. The adhesive seems to have held up. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if I get a little bit of dash noise. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, you know, kind of the creaky stuff. So I'm going to walk you through this and show you kind of inside and out what this looks like. Finished product here. That was the part that I was really worried about that wasn't holding last night. But when I closed the door against it, it just held it down. But I want you to look. That's pretty precise, guys. All of that looks pretty good. Like I told you earlier, there's that one spot right there that you could really tell. But once again, it's only going to be you that notices. It sits pretty good. I was worried that this still has a little bit of give, but that could be also from the original dash. There's a little bit of give. I can tell where it's kind of higher where I put those the adhesive. But one thing I do want to show you, I'm going to walk around this. What I was pretty impressed with is look at this whole front line. You probably, I mean, nobody's going to be able to tell but you. Let's walk around front. Here's kind of the look. They have that cut out, so you still have the VIN in there. Looks pretty good from the outside. Walk around. Once again, this side looks pretty good. A little bit of adhesive came out there. That's okay. I can razor blade that. That line looks good. Now this is what I was more impressed with. Remember, I was worried about how this was going to fit, but that's pretty tight. I think the sandbags is the way to go. I mean, yeah, if I get up here, you can tell, but that's never going to be your point of view. You see? This is your point of view. And with the door shut, nobody's going to notice that. It's a lot better than a big old crack in the dash. So, hey, I give this, I don't know, I guess I give it an 8, something like that. Here's the real review. Is if she's good with it. What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it looks good. That's kind of weird, but you have to have the seam. I like it. 2 thumbs up.